Well, hey YouTube, it's Chuck. Welcome back. Well, I should say welcome back to myself. I've been on the road traveling. I was in Dallas, I was in Austin, I was in Hot Springs, Arkansas, both work and personal, and I have not been in the apiary. So it's not that I've been in the apiary not making videos for you, it's I haven't been in the apiary. But I got two things I want to talk to you about today. But the first thing is, check this out. After 15 years, I got a new bee jacket. Why did I get a new bee jacket? I had an Ultra Breeze, and I do still think anyone considering a bee jacket, Ultra Breeze is a very, very good brand. But I decided to try something else just to not, keep going with it. I was starting to get a tear in my pocket. Not that the stings could get through there, but stuff was starting to fall out of my pocket. So that jacket is gonna be my backup, or when guests come over, I got a jacket for someone that needs to wear a large jacket to go in size. I wear a size large, that's what this is. I weigh about 190, 95 pounds and, kind of wear a medium to a large, usually t-shirt. But this one I got from Foxhound Bee Company. I think they're the distributor. So Foxhound, if you're watching this, this is a good product that I like so far. I got some comments on it. But the brand is Sting Stopper. And Sting Stopper's on the sleeves here, and it's on here. So I guess it's branded Sting Stopper, but distributed, at least that I found, by Foxhound. They have it in white, and this color is the reason I got this one. It's kind of this olive army green. And I think it's just primarily to keep that smoke from showing. And those of you that have been watching my videos, it looks like I've been in a fire or smoke, but what do they say? Never trust a beekeeper that's got a clean bee jacket. So I've got a clean bee jacket today, so maybe you shouldn't trust me for a few weeks. Or never trust a carpenter with a shiny hammer. There's a whole bunch of those. Anyway, sometimes your experience wears on your jacket, but when they tear and you need a new one or you want to just upgrade, that's what I did here. What do I like about it? First of all, I think the fit is good. It has a very nice waistband, so I don't think my other one's starting to get loose. It's elastic, so sweat and age is going to make elastic kind of stretch out, but right now it's very, very springy. The cuffs have Velcro, lots of Velcro with elastic built in, so you kind of get it to just the right size, maybe that your hands fit through there. While you put it on, and if you're wearing gloves or whatever size gloves you are. So far, I probably need to tighten that one up, and we'll tighten this one up, but I wear gloves sometimes when I get in them. Pocket wise, this one is Velcroed. Right now I got a couple of queen cages in there. It's Velcroed up. This is something I don't like. There's a pen pocket right here, and I tried to put my wax grease pencil in there, just something about the size of a pen, and it wouldn't go in there. So maybe it's for a real pencil, or maybe it's actually for this. Is it possibly for a grafting tool? Anyway, the grafting tool fit in there. The pen, unfortunately, had to go in here, but my marking pens need a home. There's a pen pocket right here. I could put them in here and zip this up, but I like to have my pens out. So what I think I wish, and what I'm going to do is modify, is to have one backup. I think I'm going to put a little stitch here that might just kind of make this a little bit, or maybe even a piece of Velcro or something to latch these in here. And the reason they can't be loose is because the way I wear this jacket is I pull it on over my head and I pull it over my head. I don't zip this up each time. And this stuff goes flying out of your pockets if it's not secured somehow. This stuff, and sorry, my dead cat came off. This stuff kind of comes off, sometimes a little bit. And I think that the pockets hold stuff in okay. So I think I'm liking the pockets, but I'm going to modify them for it to have a better spot for a pen. And a Sting Stopper, if you're watching, maybe think of the pen, something this size. Now granted, some people are using the Posca pens, and maybe this hole actually holds the Posca pens better than the Advantage. So that's just a customization I think I'm going to make. The hood, I prefer the fencing style. Personal preference, but it's because I wear a ball cap like this that kind of holds up my brim. And when I, like right now I have a hat on, but when I'm ready to go, I just pull the fencing hood over. And the way this thing works is it's got these plastic zippers. And plastic zippers is a major difference in this and the Ultra Breeze. Ultra Breeze had metal zippers. And the metal zippers are probably more durable over the lifetime of this jacket. But the problem is they corrode a little bit, even though they're brass. A little bit of sweat, a little bit of water and rain and everything, and they just get really sticky. And I started using lithium grease and silicone and trying to lube them up, and they do stay, but there's some sticky spots. These thick plastic zippers, while they may not last a full 15 years, boy, they sure are easier to slide, and they got these finger loops. So I'm liking the fencing hood. I think they also sell the wide brim hat hood that has all the way around. But for me, so I can pull this over when I'm done talking to you, when I'm ready to suit up. And you see, I just gotta grab these from the back, zip them around, and there is this plastic Velcro hook kind of cover here that kind of seals up this area. But while you're hooded up, there's also just a quick access here. So while I'm probably not going to make videos looking through this at you because you can't see my face as well, if you needed a drink of water, if you needed to wipe your face, this is probably the way that you would want to do it versus having to take the whole hood off. So while I probably won't use this as much getting dressed, I think I'll use it a lot just to perhaps wipe your brow, get your glasses on, or adjust your glasses, or maybe even adjust your hat or your sweatband. I think this is a really great feature to have. And again, a plastic zipper there, and it zips up. So it's got the standard 3-layer. This is the full 3-layer. Sting, the Ultra Breeze had the same design as this. It's got kind of like a rubber mesh in the middle of 2 screen meshes. I don't think the green is going to be any hotter than perhaps the white. Well, maybe a shade just because of physics, but I don't think that it's going to be too hot. I don't, dark colors, of course, absorb a little bit more heat than white. But anyway, so that's the jacket. One more time, I got it from Foxhound Bee Company. I think it may be sold other places, but this is the place I chose to buy it from. Sting Stopper brand. Comes in olive and white, and this is the olive jacket. That's enough on the jacket. Okay, so I just got back home, and the first day I got home, somebody from up in Georgia, southern Georgia, has asked if I had any bees, and obviously I'm first in the apiary, hadn't checked them out. I've got 2 5-framers over there. All my 3-framers are, I think, still going strong. Probably need to take some of these 3-framers into 5-framers just so they don't over explode. The flow is starting to cap off here, probably pretty much done. You would say the flow is done. We kind of went up in weight, and now we're tapering off. So actually probably the biggest chore I've got in the next week is I got to get all the honey supers off. I'll probably make a video of that, fast forward it, because it's actually just a lot of work. But just so you can see how I do that, if you haven't extracted honey before, just see how Chuck does it. So anyway, I need to get one of these 5-framers ready. I need to find the queen, take some pictures, inspect the brood pattern, and then cage it up and get, not cage the queen up, but get the box ready to go. He'll be here in a couple hours. I figured I'd take you along with me on that, and that'd probably be enough for this video. So hopefully you enjoyed the jacket part. Let's go take a look at a couple of these 5-framers and see how the queens are doing. Stick with me. Okay, YouTube. Oh, where's my smoker? Here it is. So I do have one other thing I should have probably mentioned I wanted to talk to you about. I got some new gloves. I was running out of my old gloves, and I couldn't find my old ones on Amazon anymore, so I'm just gonna keep you up to date on the breath. This is Kimtech Sterile Nitra Extra. Doesn't probably matter all of this unless you need that. They're exam gloves. I wear a size large. That doesn't matter. That's up to you. The important thing I want you to know if you want to wear gloves like I do, 12-inch in length. This is something you're not going to find everywhere. You have to get the longer ones if you kind of want them to go up your sleeve a little bit. Otherwise, they're going to go here and they're going to roll up to your palm. This 12-inch length gives us just enough as beekeepers to get inside of our sleeves and our cuffs. They're a little harder to find. You don't need to buy this brand, but whatever you do, they're either called extra long cuff or 12-inch cuff. See, this even doesn't even say it on here. Kimtech Sterling Nitrile Extra Powder-Free Exam Gloves, but 12-inch length, extended cuff. Those are the keywords to perhaps look for in your part of your shopping world, whether it's Amazon or some other place. Anyway, if you got any others, leave them in the comments. This is the one I'm using now, and I ended up getting extra larges, and the extra larges were too big for me. And when I say too big, when I'm holding queens, if you got extra plastic in here and you still have your gloves on, you need these to be somewhat tight. And tactile. If you're not holding queens, you could probably get a little bit extra glove and you're just holding frames. But for me, just a little bit tighter so I can touch my queens and perhaps pick them up is what I wanted to do. Okay, so I think the last notes I had on here was this queen should have been laying on 6-6. And as you can see today, we are on the 15th. So let's take a look in here and see what we find. Wow, first look. These guys are looking great. No initial problems. Population's good. Temperament looks good. Got to get this beetle trap out of here. The propolis, of course, is a little bit soft, but looks like that needs to be treated anyway. Okay, so let's take a look and see how we're looking. You're looking for eggs, evidence of a queen, and since I might be selling this, I'm going to take a picture of the queen if I see her. This is a food frame, pollen, lots of bees, and very good on her. Now remember, if she's supposed to be laying, and I see eggs already, so she is laying, I need to mark her. Might even get to show you how I mark with these gloves. Now because I see eggs on this frame, and this is a food frame on the edge, she could be on that frame, but I'm not sure, so I'm just treating her gently because I don't know where she is yet. Another food frame, lots of pollen on this one. Looking good there. Need some capped brood though if I'm going to sell it, so. All right, eggs and larvae. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to sell this one because it's not quite far enough along, but I do see evidence of a laying queen, and they've got room to lay. They have obviously got a lot of food in here too. This could probably be split off if I make another 5-framer and put it into another hive, just so they have some more room to lay. Yep, she's laying in here, but not a lot of room because of so much food. So the time that they were making her was during the flow, and they've got this plugged up quite a bit. A little bit of a queen cell here, nothing in it. See how much pollen there is in that frame? It's just too much food. I really need some drawn comb, but I don't have any right now. Good population of bees though. Ah, there she is. Oh wow, she's beautiful. Do you see her right there? She's big and lively. Okay, so I'm going to give you a demo with these gloves. I see her. I don't want her to go under, so I'm kind of keeping my eye on her. I'm looking for this pen blindly in my pocket, and she's crawling up on my fingers. Got my pen. Okay, so this is what I mean by the plastic. So I got her by her legs, and she really can't move much. But if I had too much extra plastic there, she'd just be moving around a little bit. So I'm gonna make sure I shake this up. I don't want to get any extra ink on her. All right, let me get her so she's not twisting around too much and only get her legs. Uh-oh, starting to mark her up a little bit. Got some ink on my gloves. This is a little messier than normal because it got on my gloves. Hopefully they clean her up a little bit. All right, because she is a new laying queen, I'm not just gonna set her on the frame, I'm gonna set her between the frames. And there she goes, down in the middle. I'm gonna show you what it made by the ink on the frame. So as I was shaking that pen, you see this ink on here? It started it was wet still, and it was going kind of all over her a little bit. So she got a little extra ink while we marked her. Okay, so this is doing good. So I'm just gonna mark the top that this is laying queen, needs some drawn comb, but I'm just gonna let them be for now. See if they'll eat some of that honey up since the flow stopped to make more room for her. They don't need too much brood this time of year. See what I mean? How this is just, yeah, doesn't have a good spot for it. I'm gonna keep talking about that. Oh, and look at my, uh-oh, I broke. So maybe this isn't such a good spot. I broke my marking, my grafting pen in that spot, so I guess it's not gonna stay there. All right, so 615, mark, green. Looking good there. All right, let's move over. This one looks like I was weakening it because it was so strong. I got removed frames on here And again, another very strong hive. Looking good on the top, not overly excited at me. Lots of food on this frame, it's just heavy. Oh yeah, solid honey, pollen, food frame on the edge. Hopefully this isn't as packed out. We got some capped brood in here. If not, we'll steal some capped brood. Perfect. Capped brood on the second frame. Tons of bees. Larvae and eggs, so she's actively laying in the last 3 days when you see eggs. So now, I just need to put my eyes on her. Eggs and larvae continuing to cap out with food because there's so much food in here. Eggs, larvae, pollen, looking good. Eggs, larvae, lots of hatching. Capped eggs and larvae, so we're up to 3 frames of brood now. Perfect size for a nuke. I got 1 more frame to go. Just put my eyes on the queen. There she is. She's under the bees, but I'm pointing at her. Maybe you guys can see it. All right. So, because this will be packed up for customer, let me get a good look and don't want to drop this frame. I lost her. There she is. All right. So mama's in the hive. Evidence of laying. Nice population of bees. So this is gonna be a good one. Just oh my gosh, capped there. That's a perfect frame there. Oh, double capped. Wow. This needs to be in the middle a little bit more. So actually I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna slide that end frame that had the food on the edges here. Put this on here. So I found the queen. I got pictures of her. They're getting a little excited because I've got them all riled up now. And let them settle back down. He's going to be here in a couple hours, but the most important thing is queen, legs, egg, and that's what I wanted to verify today. I'll go ahead and seal this up. Let them settle down and mark it for sale. Leave my notes on there for the gentleman. And we got 615 sold, green, queen. All right, everybody. That's probably long enough for a quick video today. We got a whole lot of chores coming up with honey extraction and getting the honey supers off. This is gonna be sold here. Just so you know what I'm gonna do, since I'm selling this hive, I'm gonna take one of my 3 framers and put them in a new box right in this location, just to have a place for the foragers that are perhaps out and give them a little bit more room to expand. This one's going strong. All these other ones are going strong. We're in a great spot. Anyway, hope you enjoy this. Leave comments below and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.